thanks for coming to my channel. Let's talk about how to make merch with your art. Getting into this idea, it's not one of those things that I planned to do at the beginning of the year, but it's one of those things that, you're like laid in bed, 2 o'clock in the morning, you can't sleep, and you're like, wait a minute, that's not a bad idea. Why not? Well, my logic, okay, to kind of go on a story that leads up to why I came up to this idea. I have canvases and I have prints. They're great. I love my canvases and my prints, but not everybody values having art on their wall. They do, but it's easier to just go to the local store and put some decoration on your wall, and bada bing, bada boom, nobody sees it but you. So you're not really trying for that next thing on your wall, or at least your clients of middle class people, most common people, aren't, it seems. So it doesn't sell that fast, or it doesn't go out the door, and the sales aren't coming and going as frequently. But people like material things. People like to wear something and show it off. People like to see somebody with a fashionable design on their shirt. Everybody has t-shirts that they feel some kind of personal connection to, otherwise they wouldn't wear it. People have mugs that make them feel nice and cozy inside. All of these little things, right? People like art on things that are tangible, that they can walk around with. And you can't really do that with a poster or a canvas. You can't walk around and go to the coffee shop just holding on to your poster. People don't do that. So if I just use my canvases and my posters, I'm limiting the opportunity for myself to get my work in front of people. But if I had shirts or blankets or napkins or hats or tote bags, I'm widening my opportunity, creating more opportunity for myself to get my work in front of people, because it's more versatile, it's more tangible for people, it's more enjoyable for other people, other than just sitting on a wall and not touching and things like that, right? So I came up with the idea of putting my work on t-shirts. My mom and my sister have had a Cricut machine for years. They have their own. And the whole thing just kind of freaked me out because it seemed like a whole new program. I'm not tech savvy, and I know that if I'm not mentally ready to learn something new, I get overwhelmed. So I finally sat down and said, okay, it's time to learn how this works. And so I learned how to use the Cricut program. It's not that hard, actually. It took me about an hour to sit down and figure it out and print out my first thing. And I started making shirts. The thing that I really liked about it is that it was the first time I saw my artwork on something tangible, and I could wear it with pride. And it was just nice to have that. Another cool thing is that I used used shirts. So I wasn't going out to invest my money in a bunch of t-shirts from Michaels and Hobby Lobby, because whenever you're starting out as an artist, you don't have all of these funds to where you can just go buy things and maybe it'll go out the door, maybe it'll sell, maybe it won't. You don't have that room of risk, right? Because every dollar you can make while you're starting out really needs to go towards being a human and existing in the world. So a lot of my shirts were either gifted to me. I went on my local Buy Nothing Facebook group and just told them, hey, I'm looking for shirts, ideally plain, to where there's no pattern on them. And I was gifted a lot, and I have so much that I have a whole pile here, and then I had more that I couldn't use, so I just took those to the local secondhand store and just donated them. But I really liked it. It was awesome. It was low cost to make. And I made my designs, and then I made tank tops, and I made napkins, and I made blazers, and all these cool things. And people like them. I was selling them for $20 to $25, just depending on the design and things like that. Something I've learned is that it can be overwhelming. You should see my art studio by now. I have rolled up paper everywhere for my vinyl. I have machines plugged in everywhere. I'm already getting, you can see me get stressed out. I have piles and piles of clothes. So it looks like I don't do my laundry, but I do. It's just potential materials to make more canvases or more prints on. And it's time consuming too. So it's nice to have low cost to create something that's tangible for the customers to use throughout their day-to-day life. But it's so time consuming and it's so tedious that there were moments where even my husband was like, I love the idea, but I feel like this could be done better. And I thought so too, but I couldn't figure out how. I knew that I could order t-shirts, but again, that goes with what I was saying earlier along the lines of I don't have the excess expense to just order a bunch of shirts that may or may not sell. And then I also don't want to store those shirts and waste space and hoard things because it looks like my studio is going on that path and I don't like it. So in the meantime, I'm still sticking to my routine of I'm not taking any more shirts, but I'm using my Cricut, and on Saturdays I'll make more shirts and I'll build my collection in that way. Slowly, surely, securely, affordably. It works. It works while getting things started. My issue with buying bulk is kind of the same logic. I didn't want to buy bulk with work that may or may not sell, right? Because then that puts me in a position where I spent money and there's no guarantee that people are going to buy it. So I'm going to store those shirts in my already chaotic studio. And it just didn't sit well with me. So I was waiting till I found something just right to have my merch on products that's not going to make me out of pocket with a big chunk of money in advance. And I don't have to store it in my house. And I don't have to use the postal service, or if they could do that for me. These are just the little things where I know that makes it stressful and I know that makes it time consuming. So let's kind of cap it off with the Cricut. I'm not paying for shirts because I'm donating a lot of shirts and people just get rid of shirts in my city. And I'm out of pocket $10 for the vinyl, the material to iron on. It takes me about 2 hours to make, and then if I need to deal with shipping on top of that. So my profit, one vinyl sheet makes about 4 shirts, so that's about $100, give or take. So minus $10 of the vinyl, so now we're at $90. Minus 2 hours of work. I charge myself $25 an hour just so that I know I'm being valued. I'm not overvaluing myself, but I'm also not undervaluing myself. So that's $50. It takes me about 2 hours to do the whole print, label, sort. So now we're at minus $50 from now we're at $40 profit. And then it's going to take time to post and sell. And so that's, let's say, another, for 4 shirts, let's say that's about $20. So now we're at $20 profit. And I think we're good at that. So it works for getting started, but it's not the ideal long term because it's really inconvenient to have to sit down and set a whole day for that when I already have so many other things that I would like to do. I found out about this website. I'm not sponsored, but I would love to be sponsored. It's a website called Gelato. And what they do is they charge me, let's say $7 for a t-shirt with whatever print I want on there. And then I charge my customer $25, right? That means I get a $15 profit. I feel like that's fair because I'm not spending all the time on it. I do have to spend time to upload and advertise and things like that, but I'm not doing the manual labor and I'm not storing things. This website will make the shirt. I have my brain going in 10 different directions. This website makes the shirt, ships it out to my customer. It has quality material and it's so perfect because I don't have to store. I don't have to front a lot of money, any money, really. I don't have to front any money until a shirt sells. And then I give them their split and they give me the other split. So I don't have to front any money. I don't have to store anything. I don't have to deal with the postal service. I don't have to deal with making the shirts. And to me, I feel like that's way more valuable than the Cricut route. And this is nothing against Cricut and people who make Cricuts. There are talented people out there who work with Cricut. I'm not one of them. My talent is with a paintbrush and a pencil and paper and canvas. Cricut, not my talent. But again, it's good for beginning. But also, this website is great for the beginning because you're not outing any money. And sure, I'm not making $25 profit a shirt, but I'm also not spending money on supplies. I'm not spending money on shipping. I'm not spending my space to hold everything. It makes t-shirts, hoodies, tote bags, mugs, phone cases, posters. I don't have to even worry about making my own prints and storing those, which I don't mind. I don't mind doing the prints because I just need a little file for that. But it's just so nice to not have to do it myself because I would much rather make videos. I'd much rather paint. I'd much rather go out and do murals. I'd much rather do things than make shirts. It's just not my thing. So yeah, to recap everything, people love your work. You're a great artist, right? People aren't as excited about collecting canvases to decorate their walls. But people love hats and shirts and mugs and stickers and all those things, right? They love it. We live in a consumer society. Allow your work the opportunity to be more versatile, and it'll allow you to gain more clients. That's my tidbit. And this is my journey on how I learned to come to this opportunity. I know there's other websites like Gelato. I didn't do extensive research, I'm gonna be honest, because I like the immediate satisfaction. What I did do is I looked at other YouTube videos to watch reviews of people who ordered from Gelato and the quality was good. They handled being washed and dried several times. They do all the shipping. There's not a lot of bad reviews. They're really well known and worldwide. That's good enough for me to get started, right? If I find another website that's just like phenomenal, then maybe I'll switch over. But I'm good. This is good. I don't have to do a lot. I get to sit back, do my art, and let this third company do the rest. So I'm good. And I hope this helps you because even though you're starting, you can have merch too. I love it. Love it. Let's grow together. Stay tuned for my next video. Go to my website and see my upcoming events. Check out my shop. Check out that merch on my website, please. Thank you. You'll love it. I'm going to be doing raffles with said merch because it's a good opportunity and it just works. So stay tuned for my raffles and leave a comment. Like the video, subscribe to my channel. Stay tuned for the next week's advice. See ya. Bye.